we want everybody to, as much as we can, be centered here so that we can get into this, our very spiritual moment at this point. So before I say anything else, I'll give the microphone to our elder, Dr. Rudi Mitchell, who is the great grandson of Chief Big Elk, the last hereditary chief of the Omaha Nation before the Indian Reorganization Act. Also Professor Emeritus of Native American Studies at Creighton University and Ambassador of the Omaha Nation to the Canjobal Maya Nation. And so with that, Dr. Rudi Mitchell.
Aho wangida uta diati wishti uta atiho Omaha ijaja wivita sihiduba wake ijaja wivita Dr. Rudi Mitchell in Kesebe edemobdeho Omaha edemobdeho. I want to say good morning to all of you. I welcomed you in my Omaha native language. I want to thank all of you for traveling many miles to come here. Pray that this morning when I woke up, I offered a word of prayer that each and every one of us that are attending this event today will reach our homes safely tonight and tomorrow and whenever we leave from the city of Omaha. I want to welcome everybody here. This land is Omaha land. My forefathers have lived here for hundreds and hundreds of years in this area. I was told there's 3 areas here in the city of Omaha where my people lived. They lived in Bellevue, south of here. It's a suburb. They lived there, and also in North Omaha, a place called Florence, where they helped the Mormons at one time cross over the Missouri River, and as they're traveling to Utah. And also I was told right in downtown and Midtown, where the condos are at, they're in a circular position. The Omahas had an encampment there. So we've been here many years, and each time I always welcome, any people that come here to our land. I remember when I first met Lewis, I welcomed him and the Mayan people here at the city of Omaha. Today we're going to have a couple of ceremonies. The first one's going to be a Cedar Ceremony, and I asked my adopted son here in our kinship system, Jeff Gilpin, who's going to do the honors on the Cedar Ceremony. Jeff today is wearing a war bonnet that was presented to him in a ceremony by his relatives up north and also here in Omaha. So it's a great honor for Jeff to be wearing the war bonnet. It's very seldom done in the Omaha tradition, but he was presented that, and he wants to honor the war bonnet by wearing it today. So I want to congratulate him on that. At this time, we're going to ask Vernon to come up here and to read the tribal resolution for this ceremony that's going to take place today. A little bit of introduction, on Vernon. He's a former tribal chairman, and at the time when Lewis will explain more on the diplomatic relationship, but Vernon was chairman at the time, and he signed the tribal resolution. Vernon flew in from Boston. He's director of Indigenous Studies at Tufts University in Boston there, and we're very honored to have him come back and be part of the ceremony today.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Happy World Indigenous Peoples Day. I'm glad that we could be together in community. I want to welcome the travelers who've traveled a great distance to be here. I want to welcome all the Mayan people, the indigenous people who are part of the center, who take care of this land. This looks very fruitful. I was looking how tall that corn was, and I was like, wow. So it's a great harvest, and it's a good time to be Mayan, good time to be here. And so I'll read the resolution presented by the Omaha tribe. It's resolution number 22-94, resolving to amend the resolution 1554 of the Omaha tribe, Whereas the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska is a federally recognized Indian tribe of organized under a constitution and bylaws approved by the Secretary of Interior on April 30th, 1936, pursuant to Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of June 18th, 1934, and whereas pursuant to Article 3, Section 1 of the Constitution of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, the governing body of the Omaha Tribe shall also be known as the Tribal Council, and whereas pursuant to Article 4, Section 1G of the Constitution of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, the governing body of the Omaha Tribe shall also be known as the Tribal Council, and whereas Article 4, Section 1J of the Constitution, the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska provides the Omaha Tribe with the power to safeguard and promote the economy and general welfare of the Omaha Tribe, and whereas Resolution 1554 established a bilateral relationship between the Confederated Government of the Acatiko, Chush, Popti, and Kankubal, Maya Nation, and the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, and whereas pursuant to Resolution 15-159 of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, Dr. Rudi Mitchell was appointed ambassador of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, and is continued to be appointed to the Acatiko, Chush, Popti, and Kankubal Maya government. And whereas pursuant to Resolution 1554, Mr. Luis Marcos is accepted by the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska Tribal Council as the ambassador to the Maya government on behalf of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska Council amends Resolution 1554 and 15159 to include cooperation for spiritual, cultural, political, economic, and social development consistent with Article 36 of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Article 36 reads, Indigenous people, in particular those divided by international borders, have the right to maintain and develop contacts, relations, and cooperation, including activities for spiritual, cultural, political, economic, and social purposes with their own members as well as other peoples across borders, and states in consultation and cooperation with Indigenous peoples shall take effective measures to facilitate the exercise and ensure the implementation of this right. And that was signed by Chairman Leander Merrick, Vice Chair Cheyenne Robinson, Treasurer Giselle Miller, Secretary Gwen Porter, and Tribal Council members Carlton Edwards, Primo Halawa, and Alan Harlan. Take a go.
Ho, evida wongede. Latit udaho. Amre node wakisne, utambe. Okay. Glad to see you all. Makes my heart happy to see you.
Well, anyway, I was telling you that it's good to see each and every one of you, and say thank you to you for being here. And it's a great honor for me to be able to do this for my dad here and Mr. Marcos and his people, the Mayan people. But I'm not real good at talking. I was asked to come and say a prayer, so that's what I'm going to do here. And so, Dad, at this time, ask you and Mr. Marcos to come on around here, around the fireplace, and we'll face east. Come around the fireplace. Well, then, to my relatives, I got an older sister here, a younger sister, one of my mothers here, another sister, and one of my nieces. Let's see, who else is out there? My grandson back there, Vernon. But anyway, I would just want to explain to you this headdress that I'm wearing. You guys know that the Omahas don't normally wear these back home. But back in the day, when my dad was on council, I saw one presented to him, and he had it on, and we got a picture of that. But also, this one here in particular, Um, my nephew Vince Lyons, Sr., he was in the military, and he passed on about 3 years ago. And when that took place, his mother, Sis Gracie, they called upon me to take care of funeral services for him. And in doing that, my sisters, Gracie, Joanne, and Emery, their father, George Yellowwolf, comes from the Hidatsa Mandan people from North Dakota. And one of my sisters from up there, she adopted my nephew Vince. She had daughters, but she didn't have any sons. And so she took my nephew Vince as her son. And so then when he passed on, she came down and she brought this headpiece with her. And she presented it to me. But I asked her to tell the relatives that were present. I said, we don't normally wear these down here. So if you would explain to the relatives why you're presenting it to me and when I can wear it, let them know. So she did that. And being nephew Vince, she called him son, and he was a warrior back at their home ground back there. When they lose a loved one like that, that's what they do. That sponsoring family prepares one of these and gives it to the person that's in charge taking care of those funeral services. So that's her gift to me for taking care of her son Vince. Then along the way, she went and told the relatives, anytime that Jeff wants to, he can wear this. So I got it out Saturday for the first time. I took care of memorial services for Sister Gracie, nephew Vince, and then nephew Junior. So this is the first time I got to use it. And then, like I said, my sister said, anytime I want to use it, I can. So that's why I got it on today, like that, not to be a show off or anything like that to you guys. Aho da dio wakanda khube atragding he bekinga didingeo idar bluge ispan agding idar bluge ude wadeshka dine wada agding dine wazede atragding jineho Jesus wani de noga khubeni chambagate wada wiblaha ke wakanda manomri de ispan agding de ongiruga inchukti indadi dwani she nashka dwani Louis Marcos Indigenous People Summit, Grada, Wigaka, and for the well-being of all Indigenous people like that. One of my grandsons, Vernon Miller, got up and read a resolution, and that he started with these people here, the Mayan people. They wanted to come together with the Omahas for the well-being down in a future days to come, like that, and going to help each other out like that. Let's see, when was it? Day before yesterday, Dad brought the gentleman, Louis Marcos, to my home and presented tobacco to me. And what they were talking about, the future, they were talking about the future. They were talking about our children, upcoming generations. They're looking forward to the betterment of us all, themselves included. And it really gave me a powerful feeling from you, what you're doing through my dad here and this gentleman, Luis Marcos, like that. And it's something powerful, just like their little garden right there. That's what they're talking about. Just the future. They're talking about food. They're talking about education. All these things. You put that thought in their mind like that. So I say, we bless to behold to you, Dadeo Wakanda, for doing that. And this city life, this urban life, our relatives that live here, they miss out on some of our cultural ways back home. They know about it, but it's a different lifestyle down here. So through this collaboration here, maybe we'll bring those ways down to our relatives that live within the city and other tribes, other nations that are here. So I pray to say thank you to you for that. And then you look upon what they're putting together, because you're the one that put that thought in their mind to do these things. And so give them that proper guidance that they're going to need. And then the relatives, let them understand the good that's coming out of it like that. That they'll be supportive of them and help them along the way. And so you take care of Indadi Dwane, Walashta Bagdaerig like that. Ni Gidiga, Umbre Nondake, Ni Wigaka like that. So Daerig, through your son Jesus Christ, sacrifice for us like that, share that healing blessing with him. Then along the way there, Mr. Marcos, Luis Marcos, like that, ambassador for his people. You bless him and his organization, and all his elders like that. We're honored to be able to come here today. And then they even shared their fireplace. Let me put Grandpa down here like that, And they too have that respect for Grandpa. So you bless them all that way, and the things that they're working on for themselves. And then umaham aukti imanit walashta bagdaiver go like that deal wakanda. Atonste ulu the bush shon the like that. Ni wagi the wongi them like that. And then wanashama walashta bagdaiver go. Ni wagi the those that are suffering from PTSD like that, and other ailments and psychological problems and physical problems like that. And then wazedem walashta bagdaiver go like that. Ni wagi the today we're this medical field is pressured with this COVID virus. The doctors and nurses and all those that are involved with that are spending 12-hour shifts like that, 7 days a week, and getting tired like that, mentally, physically, spiritual, emotion like that. That they work under. So you help them along the way there too, like that. That they work under. So Jingam walashtabak go like that. Help them along the way there. Let the parents know that it's their responsibility to guide them, guard them, and protect them like that. And then along the way there are the ways that you gave our people. Pity one another, love one another. Let it be that way. Let them help each other out like that. And for the betterment of the Omaha people, that teaching that you taught us, all for one and one for all. Let them remember those things and follow those ways like that, so that we can advance into the future like that. The ways that you give us back there, those old people, they put those things away, but we still remember some of them. And then with the coming of the white man to this continent like that, we've had to make concessions, and we've had to learn to adapt like that. So let her, that's what the Mayan people are doing too. They were displaced, and just like us, this home ground, this area here is the Umahan people's land, and we were displaced back north. But we're trying to adapt and move on into the future. So this technology that they have, the way that we used to live, can't go out and hunt buffalo, wild animals like that anymore. And so we got to adapt to this modern technology. So bless our people's minds, our young ones, so that they can understand those things and have that insight into the future like that. So these are the things that my dad and Mr. Marcos are working on, trying to, for the advancement of the Omahas and their people like that, and all indigenous people. So ask that you pray, ask that you bless each and every one of us like that. And then Walachete, they got some food too. Makong de dinga kaga. Dwam edi we did that take on, but they go they can need to eat the email like that, that the Wakanda. So anyway, I pray for all of mankind. Don't want to leave anybody out. If there's anything that I forgot to say or mention, I didn't do it intentionally. And try to remember those things, my upcoming prayers, and ask that you forgive me for my sin and shortcoming in my walk of life, and hear my prayer. Through your Son, Jesus Christ's sacrifice for us, I've been forgiven. So I say, weedless to behold tears, in the name of Jesus, wanide. Noka kumene, wala lagre. Hidara bubu laki higa, wanide mane. Uiga, take the picture, weebla.
Okay, we got any tie hold. Your blessing with you from our Creator. I'm not putting no hex or anything like that on you guys. This cedar that I'm using, or the representation of it, that it comes from that evergreen tree, stays green year round, doesn't lose its leaves like the rest of the trees do. So it said that that represents everlasting life to us. And this feather that I'm using comes from the bald eagle. And it's the most dominant between the two birds, the golden and bald. And so that bald eagle was given a job from our Creator. He said, he told it, he said, whenever you pass over the relatives like that, you flap your wings. Each time he flaps his wings, he's sharing his blessing with us from the Creator like that, you know. So our Grandpa Fire, we say, Tiga Hope de Kube, Holy Grandpa Fire like that. It's taking care of us back there up to today and on into the future like that. We're going to continue using it. So share that with you guys. The picture with us. Share that with you in a good way. And I'm going to put some more cedar here. We got relatives that are out in the four wind directions like that. So share that with them. And at this time, you know, you asked me to say a prayer, Dad. So I've done that. So if there's any more that you want me to do, or is that it? Okay. Turn it back over to my dad over here.
At this time, according to our Omaha traditions, you know, last April I lost an elder sister of mine who lived in Albuquerque. She died of dementia, and 10 days later I lost my oldest niece in our family. So today, you know, I want to re-enter the sacred arena back at our power grounds, but there's a ritual that we have to go through. This morning, I talked with all my family members asking permission to break my mourning today, and I've asked my niece that lives here in Omaha and my great nephew to break the mourning with me here. So at this time, according to tradition, I've asked 4 elder women that live here. They're Omaha women that live here in the city of Omaha, and they're going to break our mourning this morning. It's called combing the hair. They don't actually comb their hair, but there's a gesture that they do for us as we stand in front of them. So at this time, I'm asking my niece Charlie and Jagger to come up here. Wait.
bit about what we did here. Relatives, along the way there, you got to witness this. My dad, my niece, and grandson over here breaking of their mourning like that. The other, what was it, yesterday? You brought tobacco? Monday morning, Dad and Mr. Luis Marcos over there, they brought tobacco to my home there, and my dad was saying that. He said, son, he said, I want to do this way, the proper way that the Omaha has done things, and that's to bring that tobacco to the home. Back in the day, they didn't have no telephone or anything. But what they're doing, what they want, they're showing that individual that they're asking to help them, showing them that respect, going to their home and presenting that tobacco and telling. And so that's what my dad and Mr. Marcos did, asked me to come down here and take care of the ceremony for him. Then along the way there, he also told me that he wanted to break his mourning. And as he told you, you know, the happy and Witija, Loretta, not too long ago, knew Bishton like that. Editan, Nondaka, Nia Weganka like that, you know, broke their hearts like that. And so anyway, he's got things to do. And he wants to get back out into that arena and continue on with his life. And he was telling me, the older sister, Witimi, Winona, then told him, says, life is short like that. We don't know what's going to come around the next day. So he said, not to mourn too long, continue on, get out there and do what you need to do and do what you want to do. And so that's what my dad here is doing. And then along the way there too, yesterday I told him, I said, Dad, I said, you know what? I said, Dano Shi, my dad, he's, well, he probably doesn't want me to tell you how old he is, but 82, he's proud of it, he said. And so I said, Dano Shi like that, you know, you're up there, elderly age like that. And then along the way there, I said, Wanoshe, Molin, you even went into that military way of life like that. I said, you're considered a combat veteran over there in Vietnam. He was in a medical field like that. And I was talking to one of my son-in-laws that was also in the military. And he said, long as they're on that soil over there during that time of war, said they're considered combat veterans. So that's what my dad is today. He's a combat veteran also. And those of you Omahas out there, you know the status that our veterans hold within our community like that. They're above us like that. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, as an elder and as a combat veteran, I said, you don't need to ask anybody anything. I said, you can go and do what you want to do. But he said, well, because of the love that I have for my sister, he said, I want to do it this way, son. So I told him, I said, I'll go along with him. But as far as I'm concerned, he didn't need anybody's permission to go out, back out into that arena again. And that's the way that I believe our elders looked at it too. But anyway, he wants to honor his sister and rest his niece, so that's what we did today. So I say thank you for that. Then along the way there, he asked some of you to come up here and comb their hair for them. My older sister here, and I don't know who that one is hiding behind that mask, but my mom and my other little sister. He wants you guys to come up here and comb their hair for them so that they can continue on. So maybe you guys go back over there and face east again. along the way there, when they're doing this for the relatives here, these individuals that, as they say, are combing their hair. They're back in the day. They said that the relatives they didn't keep themselves up like that. However, they got up that morning, washed up, bathed up. They didn't bother combing their hair. They went about their life like that. And so today, that's what these young ladies are doing. They're combing their hair for them and give them that advice, washkongaho, like that. Be strong, continue on in life. So that's what they're doing. And then along the way there, my dad, he chose to do this because along the way there, I was told in this seat that I occupy, sometimes I have to put my family things aside, and if they're gonna, whatever they're gonna be doing, I'm called upon to do something. I got to leave them and take care of the things I got to do. And the same thing with my dad here. People call upon him, want him to do things, and probably cause him to get out into that arena like that. And so he wants to make sure that everything's copacetic for him when he goes out that door like that, enters into that arena. Nobody can say anything. Dwatega gakaga, those old people say, Dwatega gakaga, editek neshkam, ie gonda. Dwatega gaka, ie ede di awade. People out there like to talk. They might see my dad out there. If he didn't do this, hey, what's that guy doing? His sister and his niece just died. Shouldn't be out there. He did it this way. He's got some food in her like that. And so it's going to feed your relatives like that, and he's got things that he's going to share with you. So it's been done here. You guys are his witnesses, his niece and his grandson. So if anybody shares, it's just like the church out there. This is our church right here. You guys are the congregation. And whenever those little children get blessed like that, you guys are the witnesses to it. When they're doing something wrong, it's up to you to say something to them because you're just like their mother and father like that. And then when somebody says something out of the way to them, it's your responsibility to get up and stand up for them. So that's what you guys are today. You're the witnesses for my dad, my niece, and grandson over here. So if they ever need that backing, those of you that saw it and witnessed it, you can step forward, say, hey, I was there when he broke his mourning, like that. So that's what's going on here today, So say thank you to each and every one of you, and that's it. Dadiho. At this time, these items that my dad has, he's going to call upon you and ask me to be his Ayabaha for him.
Got a small gift for the ones that broke our mourning.
Oh, all right. He's got a small gift for you here. And he's going to, those that combed his hair for him, he's going to bring this over to you like that.
Gift for you and your wife, Tony.
Oh, you got something for me? Come on up here, sweetie. Come around the fireplace. They was asking me one day, relatives. They said, "What's that shoulder? Does that blanket go on, left or right?" I said, "My gun hand is my right side, so put it over my left shoulder." That's my wife in here. I'm shaking hands with her.
My grandson Vernon, come a long ways. We want to thank you for coming back and helping us.
Tushpaho Vernon, Gigo, Uthi. Amare Indadi Dvana, he's not a Valkishna that you come home like that. He's real happy that you come back all that great distance. Monjon, wow, he just got la tea like that, you know. He even flew in that bird in the sky. Udaho.
There's a Mayan lady. She's a spiritual and political leader. She's high up in their government.
Mhm.
Her name's Lola.
Rolla?
Lola.
Lola.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lady, her name is Lola, and she's in their government, and she holds a high position there. And so he wants to share something with her. I hope.
I have the Louis Marcos. When we worked many years together, he's always helping me. Whatever I do, we try to help each other and all this. And we were good for him.
Mr. Louis Marcos, like that. He's the, according to the paperwork, he's the ambassador for the Mayan people with the Omaha tribe. And he's been working with my dad for many years like that, you know. And get along good. And say thank you to you also for allowing us to me to bring my grandpa Fire over here.
I just recently met a gentleman here in Omaha. His name is Santos. He's running for a district attorney. He's really helpful to all of us minority people here in Omaha. What an honor.
Aho.
Yeah.
Aho. There's a gentleman here. He's an attorney. And if you guys need any help, you can turn to him. But anyway, Mr. Pantos, Dave Pantos. My dad's been associated with him, and I heard him talk last night. I think he'd be a good politician because he didn't want to put the phone down. Just joking. Oh, he's running for district attorney. Yeah. So vote for him come election time. He's going to help you guys out. Okay.
Sure. That's it. I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for coming. I want to do this, speechless.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show my mom people and everybody else that this is some of our tribal customs.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for coming.
Oh, my dad said he wants me to share this with you. Amade Nondi Wakishna son, he said he's happy today, but yeah, he still has some emotions about his sister and his niece like that, but he's going to continue on in a good way in life like that with you. Get out there and join up whenever you guys are doing something. Come join up with you guys. Then he wants to thank that what he had. He said that's as far as we can go, and he's thankful about today. And so he's thankful that all of you came too today to participate. So if I say any more, I'm gonna start lying. So I'm gonna stop right there. And time to eat. Okay, well, I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Marcos here.
Thank you, everyone. I want to see what time it is. 25 after 8. So we have about 10 minutes to grab a cup of coffee. We have people waiting for us here at the Metro Community College, the South Omaha campus. That's where the other part of the conference will be. And so thank you. Big round of applause to thank you, Jeff.